The face of America is changing at a faster rate than expected. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the Hispanic population is projected to nearly triple, from 46.7 million in 2008 to 132.8 million by 2050. By then, its share of the nation's total population is projected to double, from 15% to 30%. 1 in 3 U.S. residents will be Hispanic. Trends now show that increasingly birth rates, rather than an immigration influx, are the leading growth engine.
They are now the fastest growing and largest U.S. ethnic group in the United States, and we know very little about their health profile and their health status. They've been not regularly included in our research studies over the last 2 decades, and for that reason we have a lot of gaps in our knowledge about Hispanic health or Latino health.
It will be important for us to differentiate whether or not there are differences in the prevalence of conditions, risk factors, diseases among the subgroup of Hispanic populations.
Although Latinos form an increasing percentage of the American population, they have been underrepresented in health research studies until now. In 2006, the National Institutes of Health, the nation's top medical research agency, took the lead and funded the historic 6.5-year landmark Hispanic Community Health Study, Study of Latinos, SOL, the largest longitudinal epidemiological study of health and disease in Latino populations living in the United States.
This is the most important and precise time to actually do a study in which all the possible Latino groups could be compared at the same time and determine if they share the same patterns of health and disease.
The purpose of this Hispanic study is to see what are the risk factors.
That way we can identify things that are really good for our health. And we should keep doing them. But we can also identify things that are really harming us, and we should stop doing them.
The Hispanic study is an important study because it's the first time that Latinos are going to be studied in such depth. It's important for Latinos to be part of the solution and part of their health care.
My name's Philippe and I'm part of the research team here. And we're going to be doing a test on your lungs. It's called the spirometry test.
What is that going to do to me, or what?
When it comes to Latinos living in the U.S., there are still many questions to answer. Obesity and diabetes appear to be common among Latinos. But are all Latinos equally affected by these conditions? Do all Latinos suffer the same risk of having a heart attack, a stroke, or asthma? Why is it that some Latinos do not die from cardiovascular disease despite having multiple risk factors? What healthcare access issues are common among Latinos? Are these issues similar across the nation? And what can we learn about Latino health that will help us to create better guidelines for disease prevention and medical care specifically tailored for Latinos? If these questions are to be answered and disparities in health status and health outcomes for Latinos are to be addressed, then knowledge about why these conditions and disparities exist is crucial. Research is essential to providing the scientific foundation for changes and improvements in health practices and healthcare policies. The SOL study will help us to fill in the blanks in the current body of knowledge about the health of Latinos in the U.S. by collecting comprehensive health data from a total of 16,000 Hispanics whose heritage is Mexican, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Central and South American, who are living in the Bronx, Chicago, Miami, and San Diego. 4,000 participants will be selected to participate in each of the 4 cities. The target population consists of Hispanic men and women who will range in age from 18 to 74 years.
We work with the Hispanic Community Health Study.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
A letter of invitation was sent to you, and a Soul recruiter came to your home because your household was one of several in your community that could be selected to participate in the most important study of Latino health in the United States.
Gracias, mija, gracias.
Okay.
Soul study participants are randomly selected using postal addresses.
Does anyone live in this household who is Hispanic or Latino?
Yes, we all are.
What affects a specific Latino population in one area of the country may not be the same that affects another Latino population in another part of the country.
The Soul study is a nationwide, longitudinal, and collaborative multi-center study. The 4 field centers that are working in partnership with the NIH and key local Hispanic community organizations are the Albert Einstein College of Medicine in the Bronx.
The Latino community in the Bronx is very diverse. We have people who are really in the upper socioeconomic levels, and we have people who are really at poverty level, and everything in between.
Well, the things that determine the health and well-being of people here in the Bronx are in a lot of ways similar to what affects the health of people all over the world. What do you eat? Do you have access to medical care? Are you physically active?
Northwestern University in Chicago.
As a Hispanic and scientist, I always wanted to do something for my community. And this was a perfect opportunity because of the importance of this study.
The University of Miami.
South Florida, and particularly Miami-Dade County, is a Hispanic community. Over half of the population here is Hispanic. To have a study that deals with Latino health is extremely important because it tells us more about the community in which we live, and we're very much a part of it.
And San Diego State University.
Here in San Diego, we're interested in studying how life along the U.S.-Mexico border and transborder lifestyle can affect health.
The Soul study will also determine the role of cultural adaptation and disparities in the prevalence and development of disease. As the Latino population continues to increase and some experience varying rates of disease, it is vitally important to understand the risk factors and health behaviors that contribute to these diseases. For example, lifestyle and eating habits.
Maybe because we don't exercise, maybe because we don't eat that healthy, and maybe because we don't have the time to cook. We see that supersize costs less money, and we believe that this is a value and they are not that healthy.
The study will also help us to learn a great deal from Hispanics in the U.S. who are perfectly fit and healthy. They will help us to learn what they are doing to stay healthy.
We're also interested in different socioeconomic status and how that affects health. For instance, how the health of rich Hispanics is different than poor Hispanics, how the health of more educated Hispanics is compared to less educated Hispanics. What happens to Hispanic health as first, second, and third generations begin to experience life in the United States, and health factors and health profiles change over time.
We're also looking at social processes like familism. We know that Hispanics tend to have an extended family network, and we tend to have a lot of group interdependence. We know that for the Hispanic, the basic unit of the family is an extended family network. So it's not only mom, dad, and the children, it's the grandparents, the uncles, and so forth. So it's a larger family network.
If you agreed to be a participant in the study, and we hope that you do, you will be asked to go to our exam center. The exam will take approximately 7 hours and will include blood pressure, diabetes, hearing, and lung function tests, an electrocardiogram, a dental exam, as well as nutritional, physical activity, and home sleep assessments. To help us better understand your health and your family's health, you will also be asked to complete questionnaires. And you will get an hour-long follow-up call 4 to 6 weeks after your visit to the exam center. In addition, the exam center staff will stay in touch with you. They will contact you by phone at least once a year to learn about changes in your health, because it's really important for us to know how you're doing and to follow your health. And you will receive a summary of your test results.
We have your ankle brachial index as well as your lung function result.
I was kind of hesitant to come. I'm glad that my wife encouraged me, otherwise I wouldn't find out about this dental issue at all. Thank you.
When our participants come to the clinic, they should expect to find a staff that is not only well trained.
Sí, ya veo que te hicieron la sangre. Me gustó.
They speak their language, they're bilingual, they're bicultural, and they will treat our participants with the utmost respect and professionalism.
We know the Latino are very private.
I really feel kind of comfortable, talk about my personal life.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Here we keep everything confidential.
We know that there has to be a different approach to engage the Latino participant, to get them to develop trust.
It's important for us as researchers to assure our participants that they can trust us with that information, because it is very sensitive.
In the study of Latinos in Sol, we take the informed consent process very seriously. It's very important for us that our participants make an informed decision about their participation.
Toda la información será confidencial.
Y no por nombre.
Efectivamente.
Una de las cosas que hemos notado en el estudio que estamos realizando es que muchas veces los hombres latinos les cuesta trabajo participar plenamente en cooperar con el estudio. Y muchas de estas razones son más bien culturales. Muchas de las mujeres acuden fácilmente al estudio, pero a los hombres les cuesta más trabajo. Queremos enfatizar, y así lo hacemos, y esa es parte de mi trabajo en la comunidad, invitar a los hombres, porque los hombres están descuidando su salud.
The success of this historic study depends on your ongoing participation. The benefits of participating in the SOL study are many. You will receive comprehensive medical tests at no cost, and you will have an opportunity to learn more about your health. The information obtained during your visit to the exam center and the information obtained through the follow-up phone calls will give us great insight and understanding of Latino health needs. And this knowledge will have an impact on this generation and future generations of Latinos living in the U.S.
Participation is voluntary, and that is not only about the day of the visit, but is through the years, because we want you, our participant, to stay in contact with us for the years to come, for 3 or 4 years or 5 years or more.
The Hispanic Community Health Study is making history because this is the most important study on Latino health ever done.
Yo les recomendaría a cualquier persona que vayan y le hagan la propuesta de venir, que califique, que sí que vengan, porque esto es un examen muy importante para nosotros los hispanos, para nosotros saber qué nos aqueja y para los en el futuro. Eso es muy importante, que no tengan miedo, que sí que vengan, que esto funciona, que es muy bueno.
It was a very good experience, and I certainly would recommend it to anyone to participate, because you never really know what you might find out. I hadn't had any testing of my hearing for years, since I was a kid. We found there was maybe a little loss here and there, so it was very good.
And it doesn't take that much time and that much effort, but to be part of something that's important to me and to my family and then hopefully the rest of the community, I thought it was good to do.
Me gustó todo, lo más bien. Me gustó que me hicieron preguntas de mi familia, que ya no están muertas. Me lo tuvieran que hacer otra vez, lo hacía otra vez.
Uno se toma todo el día, pero que eso son cosas importantes que uno debe de hacer. Yo les recomiendo que si tienen la oportunidad de venir, que vengan, porque aquí, aparte de que lo tratan bien y todo, van a tener sus resultados muy buenos y todo el personal aquí lo va a tratar bien bueno.
We invite you to participate in the study of Latinos. We ask that you give us the opportunity to tell you about our study so that you can make an informed decision about your participation. And we hope to see you in one of our 4 different sites across the United States. Thank you.